Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve and this is Everyday Artist, and welcome. This is Rogue. Yes. And this is my Flosstube number 88, 87. I meant to look, but I forgot. It has been an interesting week. And when we have interesting weeks, yeah. So yeah, 2 interesting weeks in a row. I don't know if I can take it. I don't have a lot of stuff to show this week because, as I said last week, I fell and I didn't think it was that bad, and it isn't. But right here, it hurts like all the time, and when I sleep, I like to sleep on my left side, then this starts cramping up right here and poking me. So I'm okay, I'll sleep on my right side now. So I've been getting a lot of sleep. So yeah. And then, to make matters worse, I was supposed to have an eye doctor appointment toward the end of April. But my sister was going out of town, and his pulmonologist wanted him to have a test. And the only time they could do it was the day that she was going to be out of town, and I had this eye doctor appointment. And I called them, and they could not reschedule it until June. And they could not provide any of the eye drops unless I was seen. So I have been without those eye drops for a month, and now I am noticing some of the stuff that I did before, like finding it very difficult to stitch on 32 count. I can still do it, but I make a lot of mistakes, so I have to be really careful. And I thought about using a light again, but I don't think that that's the issue. And so between being exhausted all the time and my shoulder hurting and all that, it's like I wanted to sew. I thought about my snowman quilt every day, and every day I was like, my arm and my shoulder hurt too much. And if you're not a seamstress or you don't sew or anything like that, you use a lot of upper body strength for certain things that you do when you sew. Now, the actual act of sewing, the machine does all the work. But like even if you're using a walking foot that's pulling it through I don't know. Anyway, it's painful if you do it too long. Your arms even get sore if you're quilting too long, and yeah. So I haven't done it. And this is the other quilt, I think I showed it earlier in the month, that I am supposed to be finishing right now. And I thought, if I finish the snowman quilt, if I finish quilting that before the 15th, 15 days to get this sandwiched and quilted, or at least started. I was thinking maybe even tying it instead of machine quilting it. I think this one is not going to get done. It's not even going to get started this month. And I have everything I need to do it. But, and I love it. I want it on my bed. But between being exhausted and my shoulder hurting and, yeah, and some of the other interesting things. So my son hurt himself at work. So he's having to move to the next police academy. And he's getting better and all that. And he started, he said, Mom, in the meantime, I'll do real estate school. So that's where he is today. But with him being home, he's on crutches. And so he needs me to get up and he can't carry stuff while he's on crutches, so he drinks gallons of water, and I cannot keep enough water in this child. So I'm constantly running back and forth to give him some water, and then my dad and myself, and it's this. Yeah, I haven't even been back outside to the swimming pool very much, and now it's warm enough, and I really want to go swimming, and yeah. So I've even had trouble I'm too tired all the time to even cross stitch, really, sometimes. But I have gotten some cross stitch done. So looking at my quilt is the extension of my quilting this week, as well as last week. I'm hoping that one more week of just babying my shoulder will make it feel better, and if it doesn't, I guess I have to see a doctor or something about it. I am going to pain management doctor tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow, to get a nerve block injection in my knee. Now, that won't make it function better, but that will make it hurt less. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get started, okay? Now, I showed you the completed cross stitch that I designed in the cornfield, and I have FFO'd it. I haven't taken a picture. I haven't taken a good picture of this to post on with the pattern on the Etsy shop, but it's Three Sisters Creative. But I did finish my FFO. This is a natural wood frame that I found at Hobby Lobby last fall, something. And same thing with the picks. And this is a ribbon, and I bought it at an online shop called Rosemill, ROSEMILLE.com, and they have a whole bunch of different trims. And Hobby Lobby does sell in their ribbons something like it. I don't know if it's exactly the same thing. But I thought it looked like corn stalks. And I know I covered it up mostly, but those are pumpkins on the fabric. And then I used 2 different gingham ribbons for the bow. And I want to talk to you a little bit about bows and picks. I learned how to make bows from a wonderful woman at a shop that I worked at in Florida. It was a Ben Franklin store. First, it was called, I don't remember what it was called at first, but the company was Neighborhood Variety Stores, and they were doing business as Ben Franklin. This woman had been working there a long time before I started working there, and she was in the floral department. Before you could spell her or anything in the floral department, like if she had to be gone for any length of time, she wanted to know that you could make a bow well. And so she tested you, taught you, and then tested you on making your bows before she'd let you anywhere near her flower department. Wonderful woman, but beautiful floral arrangements and bows, and I don't know that I ever got as good as she was. I don't know. But that's where I learned how to make my bows. And this bow, she taught me 2 different kinds, and it's annoying me because I have 2 different ribbons in there, and one of them, the This is the one with the little button middle that you taught me. You can do it without the button middle, which I think I've done. I think that's what I did on the bee, and then I put a flower button there. But this is the type of bow that she taught me to make. Now I've made other types of bows, but I like the way those look, so I do it. And this is 3 different picks, 2 corn and 1 pumpkin. And I was thinking about when I made that bow, y'all remember when the Challenger accident happened. I was in Belgium when the Challenger accident happened, but they didn't send any more shuttles up for quite some time. And by the time that they were ready to send another shuttle up, I had moved to Cocoa, Florida. And those of you who don't know, the shuttle is launched from Merritt Island, which is an island in between the mainland where Cocoa is and peninsula where, it's not a peninsula precisely, maybe it is, where Cocoa Beach is. So there is a river that runs pretty much the length of Florida. It's called the Intercoastal Waterway, and it splits right there, and there's the island of Merritt Island. And that's where the shuttle goes up. That's where the Apollo missions went up. And I even was able to see, and I saw the one that went up, the one I'm talking about, that went up right after Challenger, but I remember watching one go up from my window in my balcony. I never went out to Merritt Island to do it, you know. I didn't have that kind of time. But the whole ground shakes. Even across the river, and the windows rattle because of the power of that going up. And it is amazing. But in the interim between the Challenger accident and the first shuttle to go up after, the area was very depressed because a lot of their income had come from people coming to watch the shuttles, or, you know, the people who lived there to work at the station, and so the shuttle going up was a big deal, not just to NASA, but to the city there, the cities there, because they knew they would get, you know, the tourist traffic again like they had been getting. And we ran out of every single green ribbon. I don't think there was another green ribbon anywhere in that area of Florida at all to be had. And someone from the Space Center came, and they wanted a bow. And I was the one that was there. They wanted a big bow to put on the door that the astronauts are going to walk through to head to the shuttle. And I used a metallic green, because it had to be green, metallic green fake raffia. I had to unroll it. So, you know, when you unroll it, it's about this wide. I made a bow like this big to go on that door. It was huge. I think I had to use several packages to make it. I barely remember. It was a long time ago. But that's what I was thinking of when I was making that bow. And those of you who have not had the advantage of having to learn how to make a bow with this woman, let me just say that it's just holding loops of ribbon in your hand. Your hand can cramp while you're holding them, but just, you know, going back and forth, and then wiring them together. And then afterward, you just tug and adjust because they can slip, you know, through the wire. You just make sure the wire is really tight so it doesn't slip too easily. And this one, I was fighting with it because well, because I chose to use 2 ribbons, but I wanted the pumpkins to come in between. And it's wired there, but I'm thinking I have to add another wire so that it tilts back up here this way better. I don't know. But I will adjust it again and take a picture. And the picture I took, I sent to my sisters, and the I put it on. I had it on a newspaper because I just did a light little color wash there, and yeah, it was on top of newspaper and stuff. It's not a good picture, but I wanted them to see what people thought. Okay, so the next Whip Go thing, other than the 2 quilts that I was talking about, was 15 days on my own designs. Well, that one. And now that I'm into it, I'm really into it. Now, I haven't done a lot on this. Like I said, I was having issues wanting to do it and having trouble seeing. And there's a whole bunch of different colors of red, and they surround, Mary and Joseph, so you can see where Mary's going to be and Joseph is up here. And I couldn't count it. I was like, I don't want to make any mistakes and have to pull it out. And so I just said, I better just put it down. So, but I really, I'm liking, after I got this done, I'm like, oh, I want to work on that some more. So I'm really excited about it. And I think I will continue to work on it regardless of Whip Go. But I have done more than 15 days. So this is one Whip Go challenge. There. Yeah, so there is that. Okay. And then I showed you that I had a little start on Daisy May by Stitching with the Housewives. And I'm loving the color of the fabric. But this yellow right here, the called for is Queen Bee, which I was going to use. But with the color of the fabric, I wanted a brighter yellow. And before I had, I was working on And to All a Good Night. I did a Weeks Dye Works conversion of the colors. And most of them are very much the same color. Very close to the same color. But I liked, let me see if I can hold them together. I liked this brighter color on this fabric better. I was about to do the yellow and I said, maybe not. So I got this brighter yellow, and it is Sally's Sunshine by Weeks Dye Works, and these are not close. I couldn't find a Weeks that was close to this. And one of the things I like about Weeks, as opposed to most of the classic colorworks, is that I can see the transition of color more. So I chose to use that. I think it's probably the only color I'm going to change. I might change the white. But because on And to All a Good Night, I use Icicle as opposed to whichever white that she has on that. It's either bamboo or 12 grain, something like that. But it might be eggshell. These are the Weeks Dye Works colors that I chose for And to All a Good Night. But I have all of the called for. So that may be the only change that I do. So I'm really happy with the way it's coming out. I didn't work on it tons. Maybe 2 days. I don't know. I'll try to put up a picture of where it was before. I might have done it already. I might put it in right at the beginning of this, but mostly I've been working on the yellow. I think I did all the rest of it before. So, although I didn't finish the black over here, and I need to finish the black. So, yeah. Ran out of thread, and I was like, do I want to start a new thread? And blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. We'll see. And then the only other cross stitch I have is summer berries. And I'm working on the middle berry here. Some more summer, please. And this is my progress so far. So I'm done with the green. Don't have any more green. I noticed when I was doing more of the little stars in the sky, these two were supposed to be by this S, not by this S. I'm going to leave them there, and I'm going to go ahead and put these other two here. And then it's just the camper and a tiny bit, you know, tree trunks and stuff, and then the s'more sticks. So it's coming along. I'm really struggling. The holes look way smaller to me. I was going along at a pretty good clip at 32 count. So I think it's just my eyes. You know, remember I was having a lot of trouble with my eyes, and yeah. And my appointment isn't until June. So if I want to pick up the cat after I finish this, or if I want to wait on this and pick up the cat, it needs to be 16 count, I guess. The attic has this on sale for me. I mean, on order, and it was back ordered, the white. I could probably get a light colored linen if I wanted to work on linen. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And I want to do Crossstitch Camp. Now, with Whip Go, I don't know what's going to be in the Whip Go thing, and I was a little overwhelmed with Whip Go with the quilts, because I feel so awful. I haven't been sewing at all. I have a whole bunch of bags I want to make, and then I kind of want to tweak my bag design a little bit, or create an additional bag design. So I want to, you know, get to the sewing machine, but yeah. There are days when life takes precedence. You know, the most important thing in the world isn't these things, but when you can't do the things you want to do, sometimes it feels like it, right? There are other household things. Our microwave quit working. I can live without a microwave, kind of, sort of. But I use it a lot to for instance, if I prepare my dad's breakfast and he doesn't come out to eat it, he wants me to reheat it. He doesn't like eating food that's cold. If we buy a Jimmy John's sandwich, he doesn't like the fact that it's cold. He wants it just 10 seconds in the microwave or something. Just, he doesn't like cold sandwiches, cold food. So if I make him boiled eggs or something and they're sitting there too long, he wants them heated. And that's his right. That's the way he likes to eat it, and I have no problem heating it for him. Hard to do without a microwave. Okay, it can be done. If I made the egg right then, and when he came out, but then he'd have to wait for it. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes him a long time to come out and get ready to eat, so I want the food there ready for him to eat. Yeah. So, and not having a microwave, it's kind of driving me nuts. But it's a microwave oven combo. Sounds like a good idea, right? Except when one goes out, you got to replace them both, which is annoying because it just is. So we're trying to decide if we wanted to go ahead and replace them both, or if we want to just buy a microwave for now, a little one. We'll see. Anyway, so Crossstitch Camp is coming up. And the first, I want to participate in Crossstitch. And so the first month is sew something seasonal. Stitch something seasonal. And I have mostly already started seasonal stuff, but I do have some that I've purchased. And I'm thinking of doing this. It's called Snowed In Winter by Stitching with the Housewives, and I have the pattern already. I've had it for a while. Or if I wanted to, it depends on what the whip go things are. If I wanted to do something bigger, I could do gingerbread cookies, or I could do Jingle Bell Cafe. It's a big decision because I like them all, but the little globe thing would be done faster, and you need to try to do it within a month. You have to start it after the first of the month and finish it before the end of the month in order to qualify for any prizes. No, I don't think I'm going to get any prizes, but I might. You never know. But I really like these. I just don't think I could get them done in a month. This one maybe. Just with the way my life is going, I don't know. And then July is stitch something that can be finished not in a frame. Well, I really don't frame any of my finishes. So, but I was thinking, I'll do this. Now, I have a ribbon that looks like this. I didn't get it from Lady Dot Creates. I got it from Rose Mill. They have something like that. I don't know what the price difference is. I was on Rose Mill to get paper flower supplies, and I saw it, so I bought it. But I like both of them, but I probably will do this just because it'll go along with my berry sal. Yes, I know it's seasonal berries, but I don't have autumn or winter yet, so the attic is out of them. I'm sure I'm not the only one doing the berry sal, because when I started doing the berry sal, there was a whole bunch of Erica Michael seasonal berries, and they are out. And I could order them, but the ladies there are so nice, and I like supporting the attic. I may order them, but you know, I could also just tell them, hey man, you know, give me a call when they come in, and I may do that. So, what's wrong? What you looking at? Is there a bird out there? No. So this is probably what I'm gonna do. I bought all the colors already. If I do the pillow, I have that 25 count fabric. I asked at the attic. I think she either labeled it incorrectly or she picked up the wrong thing when she was getting the fabric for me, and because I asked for 32 count, and she cut a cut for me, but they're very busy, so it could be that she either I would have to hold a ruler to it, and I haven't done that, but either she mislabeled it or she picked up the wrong fabric and then labeled it correctly. Doesn't matter. I went back and got 32 count fabric. I like the color of the fabric. I might use that. It's not this light. It's a little bit darker tan than this. But if it's big enough, because I was like, what am I going to use it for? I don't know. Can't use it for a berry. It would come out the wrong size. But the other one that I bought, I think I can use it for this berry. So I could do either one of those things for June. Now, July. August is supposed to be stitch with something you haven't stitched before. Either a new designer or new fabric or a new type of thread. And I've never tried linen. Kind of afraid of it. I know that people like it because it has, you know, even weave is exactly what it says, even. And linen may or may not be. It may have little schlubs in it, or, you know, stuff like that. And I understand, but I don't know. I have such vision issues, I'm not sure. But I may do that, because I don't think I want to use silk. Certainly I could stitch a designer that I've never stitched before, but I have to think about that one. But I bought some linen. It's not fancy or anything. It's just linen. I don't know what kind. I don't remember because I bought it a long time ago. I bought some linen to do Tilly by Teresa Covet. It's a goat. But I don't think I could get that done in a month. So if I decide on that, I'll have to choose something that's smaller that I would like to do on linen. So, I don't know. But I guess that's it. I always realize after I turned off the camera, and I'm going over there to edit the film, that I forgot something. So I'm plugging along at my berry sow. I'm going to start Crossstitch Camp. I'm really looking forward to Crossstitch Camp. And I purchased a pattern, and it's coming in the mail today, and you know what? I have no idea which pattern it was. I remember thinking about it and then going, no, I don't need another pattern. And thinking about it, and looking it up on Fat Quarter Shop and going, and then I bought it. So how much did I want it if I can't even remember what it is? But I think it's coming with today's mail. So I will show it to you tomorrow. And maybe that'll be the one that'll be on linen. I don't remember what it is. I don't remember. Anyway, that'll be all for today. Thank you for listening. And I should say this at the beginning of all of my videos, but thank you guys for subscribing. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment. Love comments. And you know, what are you going to do for summer? Are you going to participate in summer cross-stitch camp? If you're interested in that, Colorado Cross Stitcher, I believe that's the name of her website too. I will link the YouTube video talking about Cross Stitch Camp. It's at the end of her video, so that you can participate in that if you want to. And it's very easy. There's very little rules. You just at the beginning of the month, you show a picture of the fabric you're going to use it on, your threads, and your pattern, so that she sees that you haven't started anything. And then when you're finished, another picture on Instagram. And she goes through all the rules and the, hashtags and everything you have to use. And if you want to know, I'll send it to you in if you want to comment. And then those rules only apply if you want to be in the running for a prize. You do it on Instagram because that's where she can easily track it. She can't track it that easily on Facebook. But there is a Facebook group associated with that. And we post other things, not just cross-stitch camp pieces, but it's real fun to, everybody, plugging away at their cross-stitch camp piece that they chose to see if they can get it done in that month. And last summer I bit off more than I could chew in June and July, but I'm going to choose smaller projects this time so that, excuse me, the dog yawned. She made me yawn. So that hopefully I can get that done. But as I was saying, thank you to all my new subscribers. Please like and tell your friends. And I'll see you